friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Monday night edition. Monday Night Rocks. Get it? Like Monday Night Raw, but Monday Night Rocks. Although Monday Night doesn't ROCKS. Just Monday Night ROX, like Roxy. I hear that when you have to explain things, it gets funnier. Can somebody confirm or deny? Listen, we got some things to talk about today. Devastatingly, usually I use this show to talk about your lives, my life, and what's going on. And I use my tomorrow show Live with Roxy on call in to talk entertainment news. But I couldn't pass up these stories today. This is what I'm thinking about. And we will be talking about that also tomorrow on Live with Roxy on call in. Download the app for free. And I'll be talking about other entertainment news stories there. But number one, Olivia Newton-John passed away today. And when I tell you that I saw that and gasped, I was so fucking gutted to hear about that. Just devastating. And to tell you that I've dressed up as Olivia Newton-John for Halloween 7 times. I mean, like I used to be Sandy every effing year, every iteration of her outfit. And Grease is one of my top 5 favorite movies ever, even though, yes, the messaging is a little outdated. And by a little, I mean a lot. I just love her. I've loved her since I was a little girl. And it was devastating to hear that she passed. But one of the big pieces of news today, though, is something that we've talked about several times on this show, and that is the fucking wild child that is Ezra Miller. We are going to talk about Ezra Miller, who was arrested again. So, I mean, I don't know how many Live at the Roxy's. I'm going to have to start the show with Ezra Miller was arrested again until Ezra is no longer our Flash, until they publicly come out and say that. But it seems, this is my impression of what's going on. Let's just start with the Ezra stuff. Ezra does something fucking ludicrous. And if you want a full backstory on everything, check out my call-in episode on Ezra Miller specifically, where I go over what they did starting in 2020 with choke holding the girl to the ground, all through the 2 arrests in Hawaii, the 2 people in Massachusetts who were charging him with grooming, and the police were charging them with grooming, and the police not being able to find them, to now all the way up till now, where Ezra was just arrested again. They were just arrested for burglary, a felony. So we're going to talk all about it, but it's fucking wild to me that my impression of what's going on is Ezra's like, can I get away? I'm going to choke a woman, slam her to the ground. WB, you cool with that? Okay, you're not going to fire me? All right, bet. I'm going to stay at these 2 people's house in Hawaii, and I'm going to get arrested, tell these 2 people that I'm going to murder them, and go and kick somebody at a bar. And WB, you cool with that? Oh, you are? Okay, cool. Dope, bet. I'm gonna actually now go into somebody's home and throw a chair at her and hit her right above the eye so that she has a massive gash above her eye. Could have taken her eye out, but just seeing how far I can push this. WB, you cool with that? Oh, bet. All right, what else can I fucking do? Let's bring up shit from my past, yo. I'm gonna make sure that I'm putting multiple other people at risk, and then I'm going to run from the popo so that they can't find me, so that their underage people or one of age person won't be in danger. WB, you going to fire me yet? Oh, no, you're not going to publicly say shit about me? All right, bet. Now I'm going to break into somebody's house, even though I'm loaded, and I'm going to take a bunch of booze. You guys down? Oh, you're still not saying anything. Bet, bro. All right, what's next? What's good? Like, of course, Ezra's just like, when Ezra was arrested in Hawaii, there was a $500 bail. Ezra's like, fucking chump change, bro. Like, you need $500? Take it from my back pocket. You're not down with, they're like, I'm going to groom multiple people. I'm going to convince 12-year-olds to use drugs and take them around the country. And I'm going to pay for people's college, but then in return, you're going to find all these different bruises on these people. Are you okay? Down? You guys are all down? Because so far, what consequences have they faced? What consequences? There's just been none. So why would they change? Now, I'm not saying that behind the scenes, Warner Brothers has not said we've got to go in a different direction, but publicly, they have not said shit. Y'all are going to cancel Batgirl. Y'all are going to come out and say, no more Supergirl, no more Batgirl. We're taking the Flash off TV. We're going to talk about that Flash ending in season 9. But the Flash that you guys all talk about, Ezra Miller, that Flash, let's just wait and see. How bad does it get before we come out and say, actually, they're not our Flash anymore? Like, how bad's it going to get before WB's like, Ezra, you're fired? Because obviously they've been breaking a morality clause. I mean, there's no way in Ezra's contract there's no kind of morality clause. So there's some kind of clause in there that would allow for WB to, okay, a little gnat in my face. Are you Ezra? Would allow for WB to let them go. So they're not doing that yet. And I get they've got a lot of shakeups and mix-ups, and very well behind the scenes they might have done it. But publicly, who plays the Flash right now? Ezra Miller. No change, no consequence, nothing. $500 here, $500 there. Ezra just living their life, gallivanting around, involving other people, breaking into fucking homes, whipping chairs at people, throwing darts at people, kicking people. We see them at the grocery store threatening people. And we're just like, we're just down? Like, what the actual fuck? It's fucking crazy. And I understand that Warner Brothers is in a restructuring phase right now. I understand that Warner Brothers is working on figuring out what they're doing with HBO Max and Discovery, and they're figuring out their properties, and they're restructuring and rebranding, and they're caring about their bottom line. And I get it, WB. I get it that you are not in a good spot right now with the Amber Heard situation, the Johnny Depp situation, and the Ezra Miller situation, but tough shit. That's the job. You cannot stay silent about the Ezra Miller situation anymore. How are y'all not gonna, like, Zaslav, I get that you walked into a firestorm, but are we just gonna keep not speaking about Ezra? So I've been saying this from 2020, and people were coming on here flipping out at me. Roxy, who the fuck cares? It was obviously a joke that they took this woman to the ground. It was clearly a joke. Why are you still harping on this? It was clearly not a joke. And WB, it's not like we've had 5 days for WB to address this, and they haven't. Ezra has been assaulting people publicly since 2020. It is 2022, and WB has not said anything about it, has not fired them, has not announced what's happening with the Flash. All we've heard about the Flash is we're super excited about the Flash. Flash is happening. Flash is one of our next movies. We're stoked on the Flash. Who's the Flash, dog? Who's the Flash? Is it Ezra? Because then hard pass. I mean, we're not at a place in society anymore where we're just going to accept that we are watching somebody assault people, groom people, burglarize places, and we're just going to be like, that's chill. Take our money. Yup. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? You're telling me we're living in a time in which you could tweet something out and people don't like what you tweeted out and you get fired immediately day of. That has happened 50 times that I can think of. And I'm not standing up for fucking Roseanne Barr right now, but I'm just saying Roseanne tweets out, fired. Gunn tweets out, fired. Roseanne was a current tweet. Gunn was a tweet from his past. You're telling me that people can tweet things. Kevin Hart, cancel. I mean, he wasn't really canceled, but you guys know with the whole Oscar thing. Tweet, cancel. Tweet, fire. Tweet this. Ezra, for 2 years, has been terrorizing people publicly, for clearly longer privately. We're just not going to say shit about it. Talk to me. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. What the fuck do you make of this Ezra Miller situation? Let me give specifics on what just happened, because instead I just went into a whole fucking rant about my thoughts on Ezra Miller and how they definitely deserve to be fired. But there is a lot to know about the situation. This is coming from CBS. Actor Ezra Miller has been charged with felony burglary in Vermont, police said Monday. That's today. It's the latest in a string of arrests. String is very accurate. There's a whole string. And run-ins with police for the actor. The Justice League and the Flash actor allegedly entered a home on on May 1st, 2022. So not just now, May 1st, while no one was inside, and stole several bottles of alcohol before leaving. Police were notified of a burglary complaint by homeowner Isaac B. Winokur and began investigating, State Police said. Quote, as a result of an investigation that included surveillance videos and statements, probable cause was found to charge Ezra M. Miller with the offense of felony burglary into an unoccupied dwelling. Miller was issued a citation on Sunday to appear in court for their arraignment on September 26th, police said. Well, we're just going to keep just what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? And like, I feel like I haven't heard more about the grooming stories. What's going on with the two 12-year-olds? I mean, one of them is now 18, but the other one is still underage. What's going on with those stories? Let's hear from you guys. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Help me piece together what we think WB should do, how we feel about what WB has done so far, and what you think should happen with Ezra. It seems to me like by the time that The Flash comes out in theaters, if they kept The Flash the same, that Ezra will be in jail. Because at this rate, what's stopping them? Nothing. Not the law, not their career, nothing. There's nothing stopping them. Coming from you guys on this Monday, August 8th, thank you to Glenn Caesar, who is saying Miles Cosgrove, Jonathan Mackley, Brett Hankinson arrest all three of the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. We know that at least Brett Hankinson was arrested plus three other cops. We did a whole show on that the other day, but thank you for always saying that here. Today is the day just for all the people who've lost their lives due to excessive force. Hello. Happy whatever adjective works for you. Monday. Thanks for hanging out. Peace, bunnies, hugs. Wishing my family well. Thank you so much, Glenn. He's saying everyone who's choosing battle. Thank you. Thank you for being a support whenever, however. Thank you, winner, winner, chicken dinner. All that good stuff, Glenn. We love you. Fake Lloyd said, Grammy Summer. Yes, Grammy Summer. Let's go. Glenn also says, rest in peace, Olivia Newton-John. Thank you for bringing awareness to cancer, for fighting the fight for as long as you did. Thank you for the many smiles, laughs, and tears of joy or otherwise, but definitely healing that you brought to us through the years. I'm with you, Glenn, on that for sure. Matthew Golden, Streamlabs says, this Ezra news keeps getting worse. How much pressure is on The Rock to make sure Black Adam's successful for WB right now? Totally. I still am unclear on if Amber Heard's going to be in Aquaman. It seems like Amber Heard had a big part in Aquaman, then Amber Heard had 10 minutes on Aquaman, and then there's rumors that Amber Heard's no longer in Aquaman. But I think Aquaman's got a lot of heat going into it as well. I think Shazam and Black Adam are our two most like, okay, smooth sailing. These movies are going to be good. I honestly, at this point, even if those movies aren't good, which I'd be shocked if Shazam isn't good and all the Rock movies are good, I would be surprised if they're not. But even if they're not good, at least they're not fucking controversial in this way. It's like so much shit going into properties that we love. We just want to go and show up and watch our superhero movies that we love. I don't want to go see The Flash and be having a moral conundrum inside myself. Like, should I be here watching them? Should I be giving my money to this? Which obviously we should feel every time we support a studio film because it's just whack. Mark says, to quote Pete Davidson, being mentally ill is not an excuse to act like a jackass. Ezra seems to have delusions of grandeur. Thoughts on the MH angle? I don't know what an MH angle is. What's an MH angle? Let me know what that is. Mary had a little lamb. Let me know. Keep me posted. And yeah, I agree that that Pete Davidson quote is really good. And for anybody who struggles with their mental illnesses or any kind of health issue, of course our hearts go out to them, but this is so far past that. It's the same thing that I felt about with fucking Kanye West, who is one of my favorite musicians alive, where it's like there's the point where where your actions hurt you, and then there are points where your actions hurt everybody around you and strangers. And Ezra Miller is a danger to society. It's like you're not just a danger to yourself, which is still sad and scary. J-Dog said, not a good last week for Warner Brothers. Yikes. Did I already read that? I read it in my head if I did not. MH stands for mental health. Thank you. So thoughts on the mental health angle. Great question. I think that it's important to talk about our mental health issues, but when it comes to Ezra Miller, I don't find that they are speaking about, first of all, they're not talking about their mental health at all. Everybody else is saying there's a clear mental health problem here, and everybody else is saying that, but we don't even know what actually is going on. I think the next step is clearly for Ezra Miller to get help of some sort. I don't believe that the prison system will be the thing that helps Ezra Miller, but I do believe there needs to be some consequences for their actions. I think that they need help. Are they beyond help? Possibly. I don't know what's going on in their brain or what their mental health even looks like. But everybody just immediately being like, ooh, their mental health is not good. It's like, okay, that might be true, but this person also is out there seemingly assaulting people, allegedly assaulting many people, some underage, some not, some people covered in bruises. So is anybody allowed to just say that anybody who's assaulting people has a mental health problem? Anybody's allowed to say that? Some people really struggle with their mental health, and it's a lifelong struggle, and they do what they need to do in order to be a member of society, like seeing a therapist or taking medication or talking through things. Ezra Miller's not at that place right now. Is there redemption for Ezra Miller? Very possibly. In 15 years from now, could we be having a very different conversation about Ezra Miller? It's very possible. Do I think that's what's going to happen here? No, I think we're going down a really deep, dark path. I don't think that Ezra thinks that they need help. I don't think that Ezra wants help. And I think that Ezra has lived a very privileged life without consequence so far. Ezra's extremely rich, extremely well-known, and nothing is happening other than $500 fines here and there. So those are my thoughts. I appreciate the question. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer for other questions, comments, concerns. See what's going on with you guys. I would love to know what your thoughts are about the Ezra situation. If I am Warner Brothers, if I'm high up there right now, if I'm in pitch meetings, I am pitching that we come out tomorrow. If we don't know who's going to play the Flash yet, we don't know. I'm coming out tomorrow and saying, Ezra Miller will not be playing the Flash anymore. We actually don't know what we're going to do, but we do know that their behavior is unacceptable and we can't have them in our movie. So that would leave us with, we're either scrapping the movie, which I don't think they're going to do. It's too much of a moneymaker. They're reshooting Ezra's roles with somebody else, or Ezra's role with somebody else, like Dylan O'Brien or like Grant Gustin. I don't think they're going to go the Grant route. It seems like they're probably more going the Dylan route. Or those are pretty much the only options. You shelve the project, which don't do and they shouldn't do, and I don't think they're going to do, because the reshoots the movie has cost a couple $100 million so far, but the reshoots will cost half of that, and they'll still make their money back. It's a Flash movie. They're going to make so much effing money. I think you have to reshoot their role. You have to. So you need to come out and say that. We are no longer associated with Ezra Miller. Say that. Why haven't you guys said that? You are saying, we canceled Batgirl. Nobody asked you to do that. We all wanted to see Batgirl. We had no problems with Batgirl. Actually, we're really excited about Batgirl. You're saying everything under the sun except for the one thing we need to hear. What the fuck is happening with Ezra Miller, and why have you not fired them? What's happening? Why is this still up for debate? If you don't know who you're recasting with, I get it. You're still figuring out, you're auditioning, whatever. But you still need to say you've let Ezra go if that's what's happened, which I don't know. Vincent says they have said it, ma'am. They have not, Vincent. They have said we are doing a Flash movie. But we have not heard from the head of Warner Brothers that Flash movie will not be with Ezra. They have not said what they're planning on doing. They've just said there's going to be a Flash movie. So, uh, Arun says, I think that this movie might be too expensive for a reshoot because Ezra is also the main antagonist. I don't think it's going to be too expensive for a reshoot because even if they had to spend $200 million more on this movie, so say that they've spent $200 million, say they spend $200 more million, they're still going to make more money than $400 million. I think they still make their money back and some. So Zadia says they canceled Batgirl to protect the DC brand, and Ezra's like, hold my beer. Straight up. Straight up. It's crazy. Vincent says, I distinctly recall they said that they have no further plans to work with Miller. That may not be as strong a statement as some want, but I do remember that. I know what you're talking about. They did say something about like future movies, but not about this movie, about The Flash. And that makes me think that they were intending on keeping Ezra in The Flash, which is like, if you're going to do that, whoa, you're going to have to start talking, because I don't think this is one of those things where most of the people in the country don't know what's going on. I think the majority of people at this point, the story has become so big that most people know what's going on with Ezra, at least to some extent. Yeah, Murderana says Batgirl was a tax write-off. I know, that was so sad. John says replace them with Teague for sure. I loved that Zack Snyder did that. What was the zombie movie? I actually liked that movie. Give me more of your thoughts. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. I was so sad to hear about Olivia Newton-John. I'm sure you guys were too. I think that she was truly an icon and a legend. I feel like 73 is just so effing young. I know that at one point that wasn't so young, but nowadays people are just living so much more life after that point. And cancer's a real fucking bitch. And I can't believe that we have not done what we need to do to eradicate it yet. It's just needs more money, more research, more time. The role of Sandy, I think, is just maybe the most iconic role. I would say it's a top 10 most iconic role ever. Especially for actresses on screen. Like, you see a Sandy at every single Halloween party to this day. People know every single word to her songs. It's just, she's so charismatic and talented, triple threat through and through. Really just loved her. Oh yeah, Army of the Dead. Thank you guys for letting me know. So sad. It was so sad to see this. And wish that, at the point that I'm at in my career, anytime somebody passes, I'm like, oh, really wish I got a chance to work with that legend. And I know that it's making it totally about myself, which is so fucked up. And that's not my first thought. My first thought is I'm thinking about their family and friends. But, I always just saw myself on set with like Olivia Newton-John kicking it and me just telling her, wow, I just love you. You just mean everything to me. Going into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, talking about these couple of things, see what's going on with you guys in there. Thank you for those of you guys who are supporting the show and continue to support me. Glenn Caesar says, 2 questions for you, Roxy. Assuming Grease is your favorite musical of yours, what's your favorite song by Olivia? Do you have another musical that you love? Any other performances by Olivia? Pockets update. I've got 2 pockets. Summer Grammy. Thanks. Hot Grammy Summer, yo. Wow. It's so hard to answer some of these questions. I don't know. My favorite musical is The Last 5 Years, not favorite musical movie. My favorite musical movie is Grease. And I really just adore it, even though, again, lesson-wise, I'm not out here saying that it's the greatest lesson that if you want a guy to like you, all you got to do is change every single thing about who you are. I know that Hopelessly Devoted to You was nominated and was such a beautiful, beautiful song. But gosh, are you saying my favorite song in the movie that I love? Oh, that song is so beautiful. I think that every single song on that soundtrack slaps. It's why it's one of the most popular movie musicals of all time. But if I had to say a favorite, Summer Nights, I'm obsessed with. You're the One That I Want, I'm obsessed with. Maybe You're the One That I Want because like the back and forth is just so fun. Um, wow, I love it all. I love every single song on the soundtrack. So, what's your guys' favorite at home? Let me know. Keep me in keep me in the loop. Let me know what your absolute favorite is. There's a lot to choose from on that. Just not very uh incredible soundtrack thing. Movie. Incredible soundtrack thing. It's definitely my favorite performance of hers. Yeah, in Greece, it's my favorite. She did a lot of pop-ins on different shows that I liked, even as herself. There was one show that came out back in the day. I don't remember what it was called, but people did different acting scenes, and uh, she, she came on and like guest judged, and I love watching her on that. Or anytime she did any like the late night show or Chelsea show, I always loved watching her speak. Uh, yeah, so there was definite times that she did pop-ins on TV shows or different things that I was like, wow, damn, she's just really effing good. But that was my favorite for sure. What about you guys? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let me know. Great question. By the way, I also have got 2 pockets. So Jake Yakavetta says off topic, but that's okay. But I was late to the show because I had to watch the Parmesan and saxophone videos. So we were doing something for the World Girls Patreon, and I had him watch these 2 videos from America's Got Talent. You championed them so hard, so I checked them out, and you weren't wrong. So the first one is this video about Parmesan. It was so bizarre, and the guy went through because it was just such a funny song, and the audience loved him. And the second one was this guy playing the saxophone, and it was so beautiful. I was sobbing last night watching it. Jake, did you cry watching it? I don't know how somebody could not cry when you were watching that. It was like so incredible. By the way, on that Zoom hangout that we did, people taught me about Susan Boyle. I guess I'm the last person on the planet to not know who Susan Boyle was. And I think I'm the last person on the planet to not know who she was because her Britain's Got Talent audition in 2009 has 258 million views on YouTube. So can't even imagine how many people knew her. Don't know how I missed this, but I just went down a rabbit hole before this and I watched like 15 videos of hers. What a fucking stud, and what a shitty society we live in that people thought because like she didn't look a certain way that she wasn't going to be good. Ugh. Brutal. What else is going on with you guys? Let me know. Let your voice be heard. Tell me in the streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. What are your thoughts on the Ezra Miller situation? What do you think Warner Brothers should do? How do you feel about Olivia Newton-John's your favorite performances, moments, things that she's done, favorite song of hers, anything like that? And are you crying when you watch America's Got Talent? Asking for a friend. I think this season of Big Brother is like been the best yet. Just thinking about things that I'm watching recently that maybe some of you guys are watching as well. And I'm getting out of here in the next couple minutes. So don't forget streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Jake says might have gotten a little misty eyed. It was so beautiful, right? I can't even imagine. Sometimes I have a hard time breathing, let alone playing the fucking saxophone. Like that breath control. I bet people who play the saxophone are fucking great in bed. Why do I think that? I don't know. Just feel that way. Could I be making that up? Definitely could. Okay. Those are the things. Thank you, Jake, for throwing this in here. And thank you, everybody who's watching live. I love to give shout outs to all of you guys because I appreciate you and I want you to feel seen and heard and love that you guys are here for this later night edition of Live at the Roxy. Ryan Payne, Kate Van D, Jake Yakavetta, Third Turd, Aaron Baker, Glenn Caesar, Rodolfo Leva. Let me know. Stabworthy Headquarters, Glenn Caesar, Murderanta, John Bainbridge, Garth McMurray. Shout out to Daniel M. and to Tubes on Fire. Shout out to every person in here, Arun, and to Muhammad and Sean and everybody joining this show. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I'm still here right now for the next couple of minutes. Send in your Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let your voice be heard, yo. I want to know your thoughts. Garth Harkness McMurray says, as someone with bipolar disorder, I can empathize with Ezra Miller's mental illness and them not being in full control of their awful actions. they need psychiatric help and meds. They do need to replace their role in the Flash. Garth, I switched out your pronouns for everybody in here. I feel like no matter what kind of piece of shit somebody happens to be, I'm just always going to respect anybody's pronouns. There's so many things that we can dick on Ezra Miller. And by the way, I'm not perfect about it. And especially because we are using different pronouns for Ezra for so long. Sometimes with people like that, it can be very they're not very challenging, but we can slip into things. So just as a reminder to everybody, no fault on Garth. Just as a reminder here on this show, even if somebody is a fucking horrible person, we do our very best to respect their pronouns because there are plenty other things to dick on when it comes to Ezra. Mark Jason Ali says WB needs to fire Ezra and do reshoots with a different actor like they did for all the money in the world. We'll send more via PayPal. So sweet. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, for people who send in super chats, I really appreciate it. But YouTube does take 50%. So it's always great if you send in on Patreon. On streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. But thank you for any support anywhere. Appreciate you guys. You're great. Glenn says being unselfishly loving and supportive of others, including strangers, whether it's on the internet or not, as well as being kind, caring, and fully unique, makes you humane, worthy because of fire. You're shiny star, priceless treasure, and inspiration. If you choose to continue breathing in golden sparkles, bring in love, and blow out stress and yucky energy. Thank you for that. Appreciate you removing those energetic blockages, Glenn. Always, my dude. Y'all are fucking great. Okay, friends, we are getting out of here. Thank you so much for being here with me, talking about all this stuff. And I will see you tomorrow for Live with Roxy. We'll probably talk more about Ezra, more about Olivia, and whatever else comes out in entertainment news. It's been a lot of shows that I'm watching that I want to keep you guys up to date with and let you know what I am watching. There's some things I saw on Twitter. Dwayne Johnson said he wants to be Megan Thee Stallion's pet in an interview. What the fuck does that mean? Anne Heche is in extremely critical condition after this car crash. I'm watching the show The Rehearsal that is like literally mind-blowing that I can't wait to talk about. So all different things all the time for us to talk about. That will be Live with Roxy tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we're dropping our episode of Comic-Con for the World Girls, so check that out. It will be a really good one. I'm very excited about that. And then I'll be back here. I'm going to do a Live at the Roxy or a Live with Roxy on Thursday and a Live at the Roxy or a Live with Roxy on Friday. So be on the lookout for those things. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. Y'all are the fucking shit. Stay safe, stay sane, put down the toilet seat lid. We don't want those buffoons. Don't try with the Holocaust. Justice for all the people who lost their lives due to excessive force. Shout out to arresting at least 4 of the cops who were involved in the murder and the cover-up of Breonna Taylor's murder. And our bodies, our choices. I believe that throughout my whole chest. And wherever you are on the rainbow, we love you. Okay, peace out, boy, girl, and everybody else, scouts. Peace out, scouts. Okay, later.